Everyone and welcome. Sorry we were having a bit of technical difficulties there. But welcome back to the Tajiri Academy. Today we have a few topics we're going over that we'll try to run through as quickly as possible. Hey Trey, what's up? So, real quick, I want to just go over the topics, and if anyone has anything they would like to add or discuss while we go through, you could just leave a message in the chat. So, our first topic will be utilizing or changing speed priorities. The next topic is Pokemon's weight and their applications. Then, utilizing berries. And lastly, which I think is going to be the hardest one to cover, is when is the right time to terastallize? That's okay, Amethyst. Okay, so the question from one of the Tajiri members was, how do you go about changing speed priorities? So speed priorities aren't something you can generally change unless you have the ability prankster that ups your speed priority. Usually any move done by a Pokemon is going to be at a speed priority of 0. So real quick, we'll go through some of the moves and their rank and priority. Can everyone see this okay? Or do I need to zoom in a bit? Okay, so like I said, all you're sick. I'm sorry to hear that. But you came in just in time because this is one of the topics you had wanted to go over. So, as I was saying, all regular moves have a priority of 0, meaning that generally all Pokemon use their moves at that order of priority, and who is determined to go first is just normally based on their speed. Let's see if I can make this a bit bigger than. Okay, and then as we increase priority, we have general moves like Accelerock, Aqua Jet, Quick Attack, and so on. At +2, we have Ally Switch, Extreme Speed, Faint, First Impression, Follow Me. Then at 3 is usually uh, your Fake Outs, Quick Guard, Wide Guard. At 4 is generally the Protect type moves. And at 5, we have Helping Hand. as we go down on priority, though, we have moves like Focus Punch and Shell Trap that aren't that useful in most cases, but like I guess are very niche picks. At -4, we have Avalanche and Revenge. Avalanche is at a negative priority, so the Mon could be attacked first and then retaliate with a higher base power move. Counter and Miracle similarly is with a lower priority, so your Mon can be attacked first and then counter with a attack that is double the amount of damage done if it's physical with counter and special with miracle. At -6, we have moves that generally either pivot out the opponent or pivot out yourself. Like Teleport generally pivots you out. Whirlwind, Roar, Dragon Tail, and Circle Throw pivot out your opponent. And at -7, we have Trick Room that activates after all moves. The one case where you can affect the priority for your opponent is if you use Trick, and then with Trick you give them the Lagging Tail, which, let's see if we can put it up real quick. Lagging Tail generally causes your opponent to have the least priority for their move bracket. So it forces the holder to move last in its priority bracket, regardless of its speed. So if every Pokemon is using a move with 0 priority, the Pokemon with Lagging Tail will always move last, or with whichever priority it has. And that basically wraps it up with priority. But is there any questions before we move on? The next thing I'd like to touch on real quick is speed tiers, which could be similar to priorities in a sense, so you could better understand like who moves first or second or whatnot. Yes, it does. So any mon that is activating at the same priority, if for instance if I have a quick attack and my opponent has quick attack or Aqua Jet, which has a priority of +1, and I'm faster, I will attack first. If they use Tailwind, that ups their speed, so they're faster now and their priority move will go first. So, okay, if they have Prankster and they have a Lagging Tail, what Prankster does is give you a priority of +1 for your status moves, and your status moves will be at +1 in priority. So if you're using a status move on a mon that's using a regular move, you still would move before them because your priority is higher than theirs. Which is why most people use Prankster Mons and use Trick or Switcheroo with Lagging Tail, so you could act before other Pokemon that's using a regular move and give them the Lagging Tail. But the Lagging Tail won't activate on them until the next turn. And I think that covers everything for priority. I don't want to get too much into like any math or anything, but this is just to give people a general idea of how like speed decreases work. Um, or I maybe should save this for our EV spreads topic. Hmm. Yeah, I think I may save this because I don't want to go too in depth with like stat decreases if we're not gonna really talk about stats today. Unless anyone wants to talk about it real quick. Otherwise, we move on to our next topic, which is weight and its applications. So, for hmm, I don't think it shows weight in there. I might have to go to the decks to see this. Okay, so it does show it here. So there are a few moves that work with a Pokemon's weight, and there's a few abilities that do as well. These are generally niche moves and are kind of a bit inconsistent, but are very useful if you predict certain things against your opponent. Like if you know certain Pokemon are used a lot, it's wise to kind of prepare for those kind of things. But it's also very rare that you tend to use these. So real quick, we're just going to take a look at some of the Pokemon and their weight class. These are the top heaviest Pokemon currently, excluding some of the mons that are currently here through transfer. I think Groudon is a bit heavier than Mudsdale. I'm not 100% sure. So these are just a few of the heavier mons just so you can get an idea of what they are. And then I'll scroll all the way to the end so you can see the lighter mons. Because there are some moves that activate based on the difference in weight, and then there's some moves that activate based on how heavy a Pokemon is. So the top 10 lightest mons are, I want to guess that it's, oh, yeah, as I was expected, Ghost and most Fairy mons. Why is Hunter lighter than Ghastly? 0.2, 0.2, or they're the same. Okay. So these light Pokemon will take a lot of damages from moves like Heat Crash and Heavy Slam because they're so light compared to most mons that use those type of moves. 2 pounds, wow. But most of these are looking like mons that aren't fully evolved, so Guess it doesn't really apply to them because you're less likely to use it. But let's scroll up a bit and see some mods that are fully evolved. Chi Yu is very light. Hatterene is very light. 11. 22 pounds. So I will give a cautious note to people who use a lot of fairy types. Fairy mods seem to be very light, so they will take a half the amount of damage from moves like Heavy Slap. Let's switch over real quick to look at moves that are affected by weight. Okay. So we have Low Kick and Grass Knot, which are moves that its base power changes based on how heavy the Pokemon is. So those light mods that we've seen, like the fairy types and whatnot, you, you'll generally have like a base power of 20 against them if you use Low Kick or Grass Knot. But heavier mods like Groudon and Kyogre and who else do we have? Groudon, Kyogre, Mudsdale, Titan, Tinglu. These mods here would take a lot of damage from. How much damage is Kyogre? 668. So Koraidon would take. Hmm. 68. Oh, so okay. So as long as you're over 440 pounds, the power of Low Kick and Grass Knot is gonna be 120. I'm not sure if incenses are in the game as yet, uh, but you do have the. I think the float stone is still in the game. The float stone decreases your weight, but I don't think there's anything else that increases your weight. Because Iron Ball doesn't increase your weight; it just lowers your speed. But there are abilities that decrease your weight, like but it's very unlikely that you get one of those abilities. Let's see. Yeah. So heavy metal, light metal, which increases and decreases by half respectively. We have moves like Automatize that reduces your weight. And like I said, holding the float stone reduces your weight, but I don't think there's currently anything that increases it. Oh, and lastly, I had mentioned about moves like Heavy Slam and Heat Crash that works on the difference in weight between certain Pokemon. So against a Fairy type, it's usually always going to be a 120 base moves because most Pokemon that get Heavy Slam are generally heavier mons. Um, and I'd only recommend using it against like Fairy types or mons that you generally know are a bit lighter. But like I said, it's a very inconsistent move, and you should more so keep it as a planned attack for when you expect a certain one. Like Fluttermane is very popular in the meta right now. But other than that, I wouldn't recommend relying on moves like that. Okay. So our next topic, real quick, is going to be covering certain berries. And these are a bit less explored by certain trainers because most of it is very specific. And more so, individuals look to, add more damage or, protect their Pokemon as much as possible in certain battles. But there are certain types of berries that I think are very useful and very unexpected. And these are the damage reducing berries that work against super effective moves. I wouldn't recommend it for mobs that are like 4 times effective to move. It's still going to do a lot of damage, but if you like plan for a certain hit, like um, an overheat from a certain mod that you know is going to definitely get a KO, if you have a focus sash on one of your other mods, you can use a berry like the Aqua Berry to reduce that fire type move, and it's going to decrease it by half, the damage by half, and you can possibly live certain super effective moves. So we have the Aqua Berry that works on fire, Pasho is water, Ringo is grass. I don't think I have all of them. I should probably just go to maybe go. I'll go to the website real quick so you can have a quick glance. So these are the list of berries that reduce damage. I think I'm gonna just screenshot this and maybe share it to the group for, I don't know, just later reference. So I'll just go them real quick. The Babiri Berry, I think, reduces damage against steel. Chardy is against rock. This one reduces damage from normal attacks. Chopple is against fighting. Koba is against flying. Cobra, I think, is dark. Hab Habanberry is against dragon. Kasib is ghost. This one is against poison. Aqua is fire. Pasho is water. So Payapa is against psychic. Rindo is grass, fairy, ground, bug, Tangaberry. Wakan is electric, I think, yeah. And the Yachi is ice. Like I said, I'll screenshot this and probably send it to the group for future reference. And I think these are very useful for, especially in the region for gym battles. If you, are expected, like if you're electric type gym leader and you're expecting certain ground type mon, having that berry to reduce the damage and live a possible KO could be, you know, a really big turn in a match. Yeah, Tanga is probably, I don't know, I think that the one that reduces normal, I don't think anybody's using that ever. Oh, so there uh are you asking if there are berries that like activate if you have a stat reduction? I don't think berries activate on stat reduction, but I mean there are berries that activate to increase your stats. But they're also like pinch berries, so they activate when your HP is at, I want to say, a quarter. Let's check it out real quick. Um, yeah, okay, so salad berry. I think see, let's keep that the way to go. Yeah, it's usually by HP. So it says the salad berry raises the user's speed, and it does activate a quarter of a low. So generally, like right, either right before you get into the red, or definitely when you're into the red, they activate. But uh, a useful tech is that you can fling these berries onto your mon, and they activate as well. Any berry that's flung onto a Pokemon, while you'll take the damage from fling, which is just going to be like 30 BP for the berry, it's going to activate whatever berry it is. If you throw a citrus berry, you're going to get the HP increase from citrus. If you throw the sour berry, you're going to get the increase in speed. Okay, and I think our last topic, well, in case anyone has any question, we're going to move on to our last topic. Hmm. No question? Okay, so our last topic is going to be when is the best time to terastallize? Uh, there's no easy answer for this question, to be honest. Um, we'll probably do a little, I guess, showcasing on rank. Um, but choosing when to terastallize is a very team specific choice. Like we all, well, if you don't know, you can use your terastallization offensively and defensively. And I think choosing which is best is based on either where you're at in the battle. Like if you're trailing behind, a defensive tower might be good so you can either live through a turn and turn the tables on your opponent, or using an offensive tower to get ahead and get a KO on your opponent, or provide for a possible sweep. Okay, so I don't know if I have any teams ready per se. Do I have any? Hmm. Uh, oh, sorry. All right, so real quick, let's look through a team that we can get together real quick and just do some battles and kind of talk through it. I'm looking for Canada. Give me just a moment, guys. Hello? Okay, so I'm trying to remember how this team is. So, mostly for this team, our offensive mods are going to be the Iron Moth. Uh, Gyarados is kind of a mix between support and offense, and then the Scizor. So, I'm kind of thinking they may do a Earthworm lead to pivot and give their one of their mons substitute. Um, I'm thinking Iron Moth Gyarados lead. Nice. Scizor isn't as useful because they have Arcanine. And you want to go Iron Moth, Gyarados, Wotan because it resists most stuff. Uh, maybe King Lou. No, let's go Violet. So they leave the Earthworm and Garganacl. I'm thinking what Saltcure into Gyarados and well Saltcure or Wide Guard to prevent the Heat Wave, and then use what's it called? Hmm. Thinking let's go for Heat Wave here and probably just get some damage into the Earthworm. They could just Terastallize here. I wonder if it's Terrafire or what. So they go ahead and Terastallize. And I'm assuming, oh, poison. Gyarados really isn't a big threat to their Garganacl right now. Good protect. And Self Cure the Gyarados. Yeah. Hmm. Poison. They could possibly switch Earthworm out into Arcanine or guessing yeah, here it goes. Because I'm not really threatening much damage right now. I think I should switch into Wochan to um, kind of whittle away their HP on their Garganacl because probably what they're gonna do just stay at the stall. Wait, oops. No, got run out of time. Yeah. So what I wanted to do was heat wave and then switch into the Wochen. But this is still fine for now. This do some damage on Dragon Apple. I'm probably gonna go for a double switch here and just bring Gyarados back in for Intimidate. Let's go with um, Iron Valiant. Okay, how do I bring this back in my favor right now? Because they're kind of really behind. I want to loose leave the Garganacl and I can't Steel Terra here because probably gonna Salt Cure. And it doesn't really do much for us right now either. Um, oh, I just don't have Protect either. What to do, what to do, what to do. Let's just switch on Gyarados. I don't really mind if Gyarados goes down here. Okay, we switch out Garganacl into Arcanine. Okay, good for it. Yeah, that doesn't really matter to me. Let's see. So I think now is the best time to terastallize, and we're going to terastallize onto our Wochen to kind of just keep it on the field and continue to whittle away their HP with Leech Seed. I could do a Foul Play to the Gyarados, but I think I just decrease its attack, so that won't do much. So let's terastallize here, kind of expecting a fire move into the Wochen, into the Gyarados. I could protect here to see what they're going to do, but I also could get fully paralyzed. So let's protect here. So we're using our Terra to play defensively here, because right now they don't have anything to really threaten the poison type. Yeah, it's good. Gyarados. Thunderbolt. Of course it misses. Okay, so what we're going to do here is What will be getting in? Less likely to water move its Gyarados. But he could expect him to be Iron Maw. Hmm. No, I think he's just going to extreme speed this lot. So let's call him Puff and go into our Iron Maw. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, so this is gonna really be a stall type of battle, which I wasn't really looking forward to doing. What? Ooh, good play, good play. But with the Intimidate, it doesn't do much damage. Hmm. What? I need to get more damage on the Gyarados. Um, and he does threaten us with Salt Cure. I honestly don't have much for him right now, considering the team. Um, let's Leech Seed this slot. What does he go into? What else does he have? Earthworm? I don't think he switches. Mmm. Bulldog. Doesn't matter, he wasn't attacking that slot. He has a very synergetic team, seeing that his Gyarados has Bulldoze. So he has Bulldoze on Gyarados and then two other ground types. So he can always use ground moves to keep his Earthworm healthy. Okay. I think he's gonna get off his. Am I slower than the Earthworm now? Because he's Bulldoze. Let's just foul play to break the substitute potentially. Um, Gyarados doesn't really do much for me here. I want to get the Iron Valiant in safely. I should have side powered Puff. Oh, he just switches. I guess he doesn't really know that I have Choice Scar. He just thinks I'm faster. Doesn't do much. Okay, he doesn't want to switch out his Gyarados. His mind, no, mine is definitely not like it's paralyzed. So everything I have is slower, so I can't even side calling Puff before he attacks. Hmm. Thinking Luchi, Garganacl, and just get a protect here. Could go back into Iron Maw. Um, let's call him Puff. Right now, I think Iron Moth is the only thing that can really do damage. This is probably gonna go to timer. I really hate that both of ours is kind of like a stall team. So pure, decent damage. Now, does he have wide guard? Does he have wide guard? Usually they do like wide guard, protect, salt cure. What else? Hmm. Pollen puff, heat wave. I hate it so much. I'm sorry to put you guys through this. I don't want to continue this match. Oh my god, this is the worst. Okay. Did I lose Gyarados already? I didn't. But I can't switch his gym, he's gonna die. Oh my god, this guy's the worst. Oh, it's gonna side Pollen Puff and Violet. He's really trying to stall me out. Hmm. Am I faster than Arthur? I think I'm still gonna lose because I'm running out of your time. So let's Pollen Puff again. Actually, let's Elite Seed. Close combat into this slot. Well played, well played. What? Alright, good game, good game. Good game. And then he's gonna switch Protect on the Arcanine. Like, what can I do? What can I do? Hmm. Contour. This floor. Go into. I think Gareth is gonna die. So, and I'm not faster. It's definitely gonna attack into that slot. It's a special flamethrower. What else is it? Flamethrower, Willow Wisp, Protect, and Extreme Speed. Oh, this guy's the worst. Probably has more HP than me. I'm sorry, guys. I let my pride get in the way. I really should have just quit this match, but oh, I hate going up against stall teams. Do I still lose? Yeah, I still lose. GG. Yeah, safeguard would have been nice. Honestly, well, I don't think it's gonna be the best in Regulation B, but honestly, safeguard would be really good in Regulation C, considering that we have a lot of like poison, especially with Glamora. Let me check real quick who all gets safeguard. Cresselia. I mean, Cresselia has a better move to work against status than safeguard. Hmm. Well, okay, let's get a team together real quick. So, Indeedee Armaru shenanigans. No T-Tar on the team. What do I have against Indeedee Armaru? Just a Tingley. And Violet. Get us in the back. And, so either a DD Armor Rouge lead or a Lycanroc lead, I think. Yeah, I could look into. Oh, U-turn or flip turn. Okay, whatever. Okay, guys. Um, so flip turn, expanding force. Think. So what I'm assuming he's going to do is flip turn, expanding force, and here I think the terrestrialization would be best for me to resist the psychic type move. So here what we're doing is using our terrestrialization in a defensive position because, well, I don't know, I still might die to this. Oh, he just switches instead of... Why? So it doesn't have weakness policy? And you're slower. Yeah, expanding force. Didn't really go as expected, but we still do well with our terrestrialization there. I don't know if the crit really mattered, unless it was really defensive. But we use our steel terrestrialization there in a defensive way, knowing that an expanding force would have probably KO'd us there. And now it also protects us against freeze drive from the iron bundle. What we're going to do here, would he hydro pump or would he freeze drive? This is very risky, but I want to assume that he's going to freeze dry into Tingler's. Well, actually I don't need to switch it, it's not going to die. So let's just go for a throat chop into Indeedee and close combat into the iron bundle. Ooh, very close. That was a good play with them with the helping hand if they had gotten the KO. But I think a follow me might have worked better for them. Yeah, because he just got a double KO. So that was a good utilization for terrestrialization to use defensively. But now I'm going to show you real quick how this also works offensively. Because our Iron Valiant also has... I'll switch out to an Iron Moth. Our Iron Valiant also has Terra Blast. And now we can hit the Flutter Mane for super effective. So choosing the Terra on the Iron Valiant was, I think, our best choice in this situation, unless it's Terra Fire. No, it's Terra Steel. Nice. Oh, I use close combat. I might get a KO here. Okay. Dazzling Dream. That was a very unexpected Terra choice in their Flutter Mane, but worked out really well for them. I mean, while this is hard for them to come back from this deficit, that was a good choice on their part. I'm gonna also switch into Gyarados. I don't have to switch here, but I think this might pick up the KO. Now let's see if we can pick up a game where we can showcase um, our offensive talent specifically. Or I should try a singles match maybe? Okay. So probably trick him on the late or flutter name. Huh. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I really don't know what we do here. I think to move Scissor. Gyros can be fine. Iron Block maybe? They also have Tailwind. Let's see if it works. Because if they get that trick room up, I think I'm cooked. No talent plan. Okay, so Earthquake shenanigans? Okay. Talent plan. I wonder what it has. Is it Focus Sash or Float? Also got a Will-O-Wisp. He's gonna suck. I'm gonna stop and tap on the continue and just attack. Let's see what they do. The Terra onto to move into ground. Ooh, okay. So we see our opponent is using their Terastallization in a very offensive way. Essentially getting the adaptability boost onto their ooh. Oh, Will-O-Wisp. That's unfortunate. So our Tim Lu is out of this game, guys. Scizor is probably out of this game too. Because this isn't a love berry on this one. I do have Gyarados. Let's see, what do I need Scizor for? follow us into our data probably. Misses. We got lucky. I need to safely get my iron muffin, but I don't think I'm going to considering winning that. Let's switch to new out for Silver here and attack. Oh, excuse me. That's one. Hmm. Follow us into Gyarados. Oh, Scizor doesn't really provide much offense into the talent play. I wonder what's his last one. Let's just go for a pounce into Gastrodon and get our Iron Morphin safely. And here we could pressure the Gastrodon. Ooh, I wasn't expecting that. I thought it would have gone into Gyarados. Kind of protected. Good. Good luck. Clever girl. Clever, clever girl. Um, risk it just to get a KO or switch so I don't fall asleep. I'll risk it. The difference, I feel. That was a bad play. So I could just protect and ensure that they get the sleep. Oh, he's switching. Back into Team Lu? Yeah. That does almost nothing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call this one. Just don't have anything for the Talon Flame. Well, yeah, it's not gonna do much, but So we water Terra here just to see how much damage we can get onto the Talon Flame. Oh, yeah, we're done. Not much. Okay. So now I guess we just try to get damage onto the Tinglu and Dragon Dance. Oh no, I forgot. I should have switched. He's gonna switch into the Gastrodon. Yeah, Gastrodon switch. Brave Bird. Heals himself. Yeah. That is unfortunate. Yeah, let's call this one, guys. And um, I wish I had Ruination on the Tinglu. Mmm. GG, my guy. I'm not gonna play myself any longer. GG. Oh, this thing was choice back. That's why he. Yeah, that's why he kept switching. GG. Yeah. I don't have a singles team ready to really showcase anything there. Uh, but I think I'll call it there unless anyone from the stream wants to showcase their team. But what we'll do is a quick review on the terastallization. Generally in battles, generally in battles, you focus on your main offensive mon, or if you're depending on who your damage dealer is, and either work on them offensively or defensively. Your offensive terror is to immediately put pressure on your opponent. If you see you're at a decent advantage, I'd suggest using your terror as early as possible and pick up an early KO, which will give you a lead for your match. Otherwise, using your defensive terror to survive a turn and essentially put the match in your favor. Um, let's. I said I don't have a single team. Uh, uh, wait, um, yeah, I'm not gonna go through that. Well, thank you all for coming out. Uh, I really enjoyed hanging out with you all. And tune in next time for our discussions on improving EV spreads, monotype teams, and Janning Mons, which we will probably do on Discord instead. For anyone who um, wants to prepare Mons for tournaments or general matches in the region. So, I'll see you all next time.